I'm live. I like being live. Okay, the lively one says that today I'm going to talk about spiritual psychology. Now, when I mention spirit psychology, I don't talking about. I'm not mentioning about the psychology between a physical person and a spirit person. No, this has to do with the complete psychology or the mental state of a spirit person. Okay, basically, what they had to endure once they leave the physical, because there's a lot more to it than just leaving the physical body, joining the spirit world. Okay, that's just a taste of it. Okay, um, now this isn't not so much for all spirit people. Just for it depends on how the person passes as to what their mental state is going to be like. Okay, and now for those who travel, okay, I've only ever traveled once myself, and that for those who traveled a very long distance, okay, say from I don't know from Canada to the United States, or even further from Canada to the UK, okay, or Canada to China, like I'm talking a very long period of time, like almost a almost a full day in the air kind of thing. Okay, you've heard of the term when you get to your destination, experiencing jet lag. Okay, so when you get there, your head's in a daze. Okay, you have no energy. Um, all you want to do is sleep, but your biological alarm clock is out of whack. Okay, so you really couldn't care less if it's 3 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon. Okay, well, believe it or not, for a lot of people, that as soon as they come out of the physical body, and the shock to their system, okay, because from the time the spirit body leaves the physical body, and that in itself is a shock because they don't know what to expect. It's a shock to them mentally, but it's also energy wise. It's a shock. Okay, and I've had to come in contact with some people that as soon as they come out, their mind is in a daze. Like they have no idea what's going on, and it takes a short period of time for them to realize, oh, pardon me, for a long day, and that it's they're in the kind of a shocking and the kind of a daze of what just happened. Even if they pass naturally, it's still a shock, and that's what is known as spiritual jet lag. Okay, and as we know that a lot of them that stay down here, they're so confused of what's going on, they can't even think straight. Okay, well, unfortunately, because these people, they're in such days that you know that they're basically they're walking in circles almost, trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, like I said, spiritual jet lag, and usually what they would do is they would basically go from where they came out of the physical to the rightful place in the world of spirit. Okay, can I just one quick second? 1 sec. Hi, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah. See, what they do basically is they, and so they can be restored energy-wise as well as restored mentally. Okay, they go through a period of restoration, like sleep state, for for a period of time before they enter what I call the counseling stage. Okay, that's when they go from being jet lagged to getting rest to getting their mental state restored. Okay, because before they get their mental state restored, they really have no idea what they're doing. Like it's all brand new to them. Okay, so basically, they go through what's known as the transition of instruction. Like you're being shown to your rightful place, and that if you have loved ones down here, still here on the earth plane, that you can still go visit your loved ones, and that at least you'll have a little bit more knowledge as to, like a lot of people with, like you can imagine that they're very anxious to go back down to the earth to visit their loved ones, but most of all, to let their loved ones know that they're still around, that they still exist, and that they're okay, and that they want to still forget is they got to remember that of the way they used to communicate in life. Well, they don't have those tools any longer, like the voice box and all that kind of stuff in the physical body, and that they don't have that any longer. Okay, all they have basically is their energy. Okay, so they have to learn how to use that energy to manipulate small things, move things around. They got to learn how to do that. Well, I think a lot of them, they actually come down here, but they have to learn how to start out. They're just like taking baby steps. Okay, they got to learn how to, take the baby steps, learn to move small things that take very little energy. And once they've learned how to move those things, then they learn how to develop themselves, even to be a partial operation, spirit lights, orbs. Okay, they learn how to do that. And over time, as they develop mentally, and that they can have the knowledge of being able to show themselves even better, as they develop. Okay, so it all has to do with is their development of their psychological being, but in energy spirit form. Okay, but that's only for some people. That's not for all people. Okay, for other people, and that see, then those are people that their mental well-being isn't bad. It has to be redeveloped with being in the spirit world instead of the physical world, and that. But for them, it's a learning thing. From the time they leave the physical, the time the restoration time, the time they're instructed in the rightful place, and that it's all a learning part, and it's also part of the development of their mental well-being. Because don't forget that let's say if they suffer from depression here on the earth plane, okay, well that depression's gone, but the memory of it, and that still lingers. So they have to be reminded that they no longer have depression, that they no longer have anxiety, but the memory of that still sticks with them, and that. So you could say in a way that they have to go for psychological, not just instructional, but psychological counseling as well. And that, but sometimes, I say if they're really traumatized when they're alive, and that sometimes they have to be reminded, not just by the people in the spirit world, and that, but also by psychics and mediums down here on the earth plane, that we have to remind them, okay, that We're not going to judge them for their mental well-being, none whatsoever. We're going to encourage them, and that we're going to, especially for those who didn't trust people down here, they had the mindset that, like, don't trust anybody, and that we have to build the trust with them. Okay, and so they go into a mental state as if they think, okay, this person down here on the earth plane wants to be friends, and that, but they still got their guard up, and that, but once that friendship, that trust is built, okay, that's when they think, okay, this person on the earth, he really cares, See, it's that trust that has to be built because of the mental state that the spirit person's in. Okay, so like I said, for each person, when it comes to each person that passes, and that their mental state, their mental well-being is like no two are identical, and that. So basically, one can be very easy to speak with, to communicate with, or the other one not so much, and that. So basically, hey Tasha, and that, and that, and even when it comes to spirit people that want to speak to the physical people, and that it's done in different ways, and that sometimes it can be a communication barrier. Like the spirit person wants to communicate to the physical, but the physical is having a hard time communicating with the spirit, and that, well, that person that's in spirit, and that, sure, they can get discouraged, and that, but they know that the person in the physical has to learn how to stay mentally open, and that, to basically sending out mental thoughts that the spirit person, and saying, hey, I'm here, I'm waiting for us to connect, and that takes time, and that, and the spirit person knows that. Because you see, the spirit person can see the bigger picture where we only see the small picture. Okay, they're not limited. Okay, and especially if the spirit person is a guardian, or a teacher, or a guide, and that, or a leader or instructor from the world of spirit, and that is just a question of basically learning how to bridge that little gap, and that, and sometimes meditation, and that, making sure there's no negative energy around you, and because sometimes negative energy, which can produce anxiety, and that sometimes that can actually cause that little bit of a barrier. If I get rid of that negative stuff, calm your mindset down, open up that barrier, and mentally connecting with that person, and that. Now, that's ideal for people that loves communicating with spirit, like I do, and Tasha does, and Derek, and Nikki, and all the other amazing people that are on our team, and that. But like I said, it depends on the circumstances so much in that. But I'm always concerned about the mental well-being of people in spirit, even my own spirit guide. Sometimes I'm concerned for his mental well-being, as well as my other guy, Jeffrey. And that guy, he's a strong guy. Like he more worries about my mental well-being than I worry about his, and that. And then there are those who, the way they pass is usually very, very tragic. Like I've seen this on TV so much that, a young girl is walking across the street with her headphones on, listening to music, didn't even hear a car coming, whack, killed instantly. And unfortunately, the spirit body doesn't leave the physical naturally. That spirit body is shocked. It's thrown out of the spirit body, and it happens quicker than that, and it happens so fast that the spirit body gets up and goes, "Oh, what just happened?" They don't even know that they're out of the physical. They think, "Oh, the car hit me. Oh, I guess I'm okay." They say that until they see the person lying on the ground, and then they go, "Oh no, that can't be me," or they panic and they go, "Oh my God, what just happened?" Their mind is in such a panic and such a fog, they can't even put two and two together. Okay, the car's hit me. My spirit body's been thrown out. I'm in shock. I'm in panic. I'm upset. They're basically walking in circles in a panic. I've seen that so many times with the different young people, and try to connect with them. Like it's almost like trying to connect with a spiritual tornado. And some oracle cards. Actually, that actually sounds quite amazing, actually. But yeah, when it comes to those who are killed in a car crash, one driver, let's say if a young kid's driving, he's on his cell phone, he's distracted somehow, and smashes into someone else, and he's killed instantly. Well, guess what? The same idea, and that your spirit body's thrown out, and in a blind panic, he blames the other guy, but the other guy survives, but he didn't. And he's trying to swing at him, trying to punch him, but he notices that his fist goes right through the guy. He goes, "What's going on here? Why can't I beat this, guy that just hit me?" And so I realized, I look back and the kid sees his body in the car. He goes, "Oh my God, what happened?" Like he just cannot connect. He can't comprehend what's happened. So he's in a blind panic. Just like the girl that got hit by a car while walking. Same thing. And you see, lots of times, sometimes I've even heard that it takes as much as 1 to 2 mediums to connect to the one person, calm them down, let the person know, okay, this is what happened. Unfortunately, your time has come. Unfortunately, you were killed, but it doesn't mean that you cease to exist. It means that you just go from one plane to the next, because you still continue to live, you still continue to meet people, you still continue to love people. It's just that you're just no longer in the physical unless you're reincarnated into another body. And I've heard that many, many, many times, that if you lose your life, in one instance, it's always a very good idea, if it's God's will, that you are reincarnated into another person, into another life, into another person, and you'll have vague memories of what happened to you in your previous life. And that I've heard that so many times. So basically, you're almost given a second chance, in some cases. And that now, how that works, why that works, I haven't got a clue. And that all I know is that, when it comes to rescuing a person like that, and that's in shock and panicking and all that kind of stuff, and that it may feel like the end of the world, but in actual fact, it's just the beginning. Just like when it comes to when you first come out of the physical, regardless of how you come out of the physical, and that, see, that's one thing about psychology, even the psychology of passing for a spirit person, and that they think, oh, when I was alive, I didn't know what death was going to be like. I thought I was going to cease to exist, blah, blah, blah. And that, see, people have got the misconception of passing of death, and that it's not you cease to exist, that's it. In fact, I don't even like using the word death or died, and that it's just a change, a metamorphosis, and that it's a continuation, and that it's like, you know what, when you watch a TV show and you're halfway through it at the end of the show and it says to be continued. Perfect example. So your life, your physical life, to be continued, spirit life keeps going. So really, and that it's just a change, and that it's basically all it is, and that. But the parts that, no, this will, I think, encourage a lot of people, whether it's physical or in spirit, by hope and spirit, and that is that whatever makes you, like your personality, the kind of person you are, if you're strong-willed, if you're very outgoing, if you love helping people, if you, all the things that make you so unique. Okay, doesn't matter if they're small or big things, and that those attributes not only stay with you, but they are become even greater. So let's say if you're strong-willed in life, whoa, look out. In the spirit world, you're going to be very strong-willed. Or if you're going to be if you're a very compassionate, very loving person in the physical, well, hey, people, look out. We got a saint coming here. Like we're talking someone that will do anything to help someone. And that, so basically, that's why I always say that when it comes to a person that leaves the physical, they're not sure what to expect, and that their minds are in a tizzy, and that's why there's spirit people already there to help you through the psychological part of the journey. Because that's basically what is the spiritual journey. And that, now what the spiritual journey is, we don't really know until we get there. And then we see the bigger picture. And that, but what I have been told, that it's a journey that's so worth waiting for. And once you become part of it, and that you think, I'm finally home. That kind of feeling. And that, and but like I said, when it comes to my my role when it comes to spirit people, and that I've always, pardon me, believed that it's children. Like to me, the one thing about children the most that really gets to me the most is their innocence. And that it's the innocence of the children that attracts me the most. I find it so beautiful. And regardless of their age, regardless of how they pass, to me it doesn't make any difference. And that it's their innocence and it's their childlike, not childish attitudes that I really enjoy connecting with. And that, sure, I connect with adults and stuff like that. At least I try to. And if I come across a spirit person, I don't go, oh, hey, spirit person. I go, hello, my friend, and that, or hello, ma'am, or hello, sir, and that. Because especially if this person hasn't been in the spirit world that long, this is all still new to them, and that. And I say, hello, sir. How are you doing? Basically, I would talk. See, the way I talk to them is I basically talk to the way to people in the physical, and that. It's basically, hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. That way, it makes them feel good, and it makes me feel good to know that I respect them. Also, I want to earn their trust, So if I want to get more information from them over time, and then they're like, okay, Brian seems to be an okay person. He's respectful. I respect their feelings. The psychological part, and so anyway, without keep rambling on, like I said, when it comes to spiritual psychology, is basically getting to know the psychological part of a spirit person from the time they leave the physical, and on, even up until when they kind of come down to visit us, or they've taken their rightful place in the world of spirit, and just continuing to get to know them a little bit, but to help them out, if we can, or the angelic love will, or the spirit guides will help them out, because I always believe that there's two areas for a spirit person to develop in the spirit world, and that is the psychological well-being, especially if their nerves weren't all that great in the physical, well, they can be helped in the spirit. And the second is their instruction, learning of what they need to know in the world of spirit. Okay, because at the end of the day, it'll be their psychological will actually work with the instructional, and because they'll want to enjoy what they're doing, right? Just like we do, and see up there. From what I've been told, and that is, they never need worry about not liking what they do. Okay, because of what they do in the spirit world, and that, from what I've been told, is part of the spiritual agenda. And they have a designated place where it's meant for them. And that, whether it's instructional, whether it's tutoring, whether it's guarding, whether it's a gatekeeper, whatever the task is, and that they will enjoy it. And that, at least that's what my guides told me. And then I thought, hey, that sounds awesome. And so people that are still trying to connect with spirit and stuff like that, and give it time, and sometimes question yourself, and meditation, and because I try to help as much as I can, but even I need big time help from spirit myself, and because sometimes I can't connect the way I really want to, and it could be something that's going in my subconscious that's preventing it. I gotta figure out, okay, what is it back here that's preventing me from connecting with someone, and at the end of the day, I do find out it could be just a buried feeling that I'd forgotten about. Hard to say. So anyway, I'm not sure if I have a group that I can relate this stream to, but I'll see if I can find it. But I do want to do a shout out once again, and to Tasha Mellor from our group. She's not only a Reiki practitioner, and an amazing one at that, but she also does crafts, and I'll put a link to her page in the description below. She loves doing crafts. I've seen her do crafts. She does an amazing job. She's truly gifted, and a very compassionate, very beautiful person, and with Christmas coming up, hint, hint, for family and friends, and should definitely appreciate the support, and also a shout out to Nikki Stone Medium, my spiritual brother, and he's a Reiki master, and he's the one that taught both Tasha and Ellen Jones how to be a Reiki practitioners, so shout outs to them, and And also, like I said, I belong to SWYPT, which is Southwest Yorkshire Paranormal Team. I also belong to White Rose, sister groups who do paranormal investigations. So I highly recommend checking out those two groups. I'll put them in the link in the description below as well. And once again, now I don't think I'm going to be doing any more streaming this weekend. I don't think. I know Derek and Stephanie. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing something on, I think, tomorrow, Saturday, and then Derek will be doing his readings again on Sunday. But I will be doing normal streaming on Monday with the SWYPT page, and that. So I'll be doing that once again. And what I'll be talking about, I haven't got a clue. And then right now I'm going to go watch TV and enjoy the rest of the day. And I really hope the people are going to watch this stream. I hope you have an amazing weekend. And thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate your support. And if you like this stream, please, you can talk. Like, share, subscribe, and that. And whether I'll be doing live streaming with the StreamYard tonight, I haven't got a clue. You know, if someone needs help, I'll do my best. I can't say I'm a professional. I'm just an instrument for spirit. That's it. So, anyway, people, thank you once again. Have yourself an amazing weekend. Tasha, you're a beautiful person. And once again, thank you so much. And please stay safe, okay? And that, because I care for every one of you and I love you all. Okay? So, until my next stream, which will be sometime next week. I don't know what the topic's going to be. Not yet. And but once my guide tells me, I'll let you know. And yes, Oracle cards. Yes, I'm definitely going to consider that. You know, that sounds pretty amazing. So, anyway, God bless. Love, night.